I am hurt. I don't sleep, I hardly eat.
More questions than answers why a Suncoast family thinks investigators are not doing enough to find their missing son.
Plus, an open field with an open-ended amount of possibilities. How one group is beating developers to the punch.
And test results provide the answer on whether handlers got the gator that attacked 2 dogs. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us.
Tonight, the parents of a man missing since May 25th are growing increasingly desperate for answers.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says Jeremy Joyner's disappearance is suspicious, but investigators don't suspect foul play. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live at the Sheriff's Office after talking with frustrated family members. Dwayne, what can you tell us?
Well, Scott, Jacqueline, 37-year-old Jeremy Joyner went missing nearly 2 months ago, but the Sheriff's Office is just now making that public. This is frustrating for Joyner's parents, who say they haven't seen much evidence that investigators are working to find their son.
I asked you, what do we do?
A worried mom with many questions, waiting on answers.
I am hurt. I don't sleep, I hardly eat.
It's a constant struggle for Laverne Joyner, whose son has been missing since May 25th. The family held 2 vigils within the last month, pleading with the community to help find the whereabouts of their loved one. Jeremy's birthday was this week Monday, and still no word from him. His mom pointing out that Jeremy would contact her every few days.
Whether it be a text or he calls, he's good about calling.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office said from the beginning that Joyner is an adult and that there's no evidence of foul play or that he is even in danger, even though his car was found abandoned at a church in Bradenton last month. But his family members believe otherwise.
Something happened to Jeremy and somebody put the car there just so it could be seen.
I do believe it was somebody close, somebody he trusted.
Jeremy's sister, Stephanie Joyner, says she's done all she can trying to locate her brother.
A sense of frustration, just not even knowing like what direction to go, not even knowing where to start.
His parents say a good place to start is Jeremy's circle of friends.
So some of you that know where Jeremy is, you don't know what it would do for us as a family, as a mother.
If you know something, say something. We need closure. We need some closure. And somebody knows something.
Now, anyone with any information on Joyner's whereabouts, you're asked to call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Reporting live in Manatee County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. Today is a somber anniversary for the mysterious murder of a Northport man. 10 years ago, on July 13th, 2008, 20-year-old Alex Teehee was found alongside a Port Charlotte road. The father of 2 died in the hospital a few days later, and it is still unknown if he was hit by a car or beaten to death. During the course of the investigation, the medical examiner's office determined Teehee had been murdered. 3 men have been linked to the case, but because of a lack of evidence, the state attorney's office says they have not been able to establish whether his death was the result of a crime.
New at 6, new information on drug overdoses on the Suncoast. Just a few hours ago, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office releasing new numbers on drug overdoses. In the first 6 months of 2018, deputies responded to 166 overdoses with 18 deaths. That is far less than the first half of 2017, when there were 881 overdoses with 85 deaths.
A warning tonight from the Longboat Key Police Department. These are pictures of pieces of jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings that were all recently stolen and recovered. Police say they are investigating cases where contractors or other workers recently went into homes to do work and took valuables. Police now warning people in the area to be extra careful when inviting hired workers into their home.
Tonight, new details about a massive alligator captured in Shamrock Park in Venice this week. Today, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission tells us test results showed no evidence that the 13-foot-long gator had attacked a dog. The gator was captured and killed after 2 German shepherds who were not on leashes were attacked by a gator in the same swampy area of that park. No dog was ever found, and the other one had to be put down because of its injuries. Florida law states if a captured gator is more than 4 feet long, it must be killed and not relocated because of potential conflicts in other areas.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast for the weekend. Bob, what can we expect?
Well, we had early thunderstorms today, right around 11, 12, up to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then most of it's moved east, and it looks like we'll see similar conditions again on Saturday, so don't be surprised by a late morning thunderstorm out there. And looks like things are pretty calm out on Anna Maria. All is calm there, and seas are running less than 2 feet. It should stay that way tomorrow. It's 88. The sun has popped out. Temperatures have warmed up. It's actually dropped a degree since 5 o'clock. Heat index still up there, though, 99 degrees. That's what it feels like outside as a result of the higher humidity due to the west wind, that higher humidity in the atmosphere coming on in. The evening planner looks like this. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies, but notice the temperature at 11 o'clock, still 80 degrees with this kind of a high pressure ridge set up off to the south and west of us. We're going to get this westerly wind that keeps temperatures really warm. It stays really muggy overnight too if you don't get any significant rainfall. So we're going to see that overnight. Most of the activity, as I mentioned, is well inland right now, and it is producing some heavy rainfall there. More on your weekend weather in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. After successfully defeating a bid to industrialize Sarasota's iconic celery fields,
a community group now has its own ideas about what to build on part of the land near Palmer Boulevard and Apex Road. ABC 7's Taylor Toragano is live at the fields now with that group's vision for the future. Taylor?
Good evening, Jacqueline Scott. I'm standing on the 22 acres of land just east of I-75 that are the celery fields. And the people who love this land want to protect it by beating future developers to the punch.
State, and voila, serene, green, quiet.
But 1 year ago, this land was targeted as the new home of a metal and concrete recycling facility until hundreds of concerned community members fought the idea and won.
I love the celery fields. I value it. I don't want it to be harmed by incompatible development. A waste processing facility, a giant warehouse, putting heavy trucks along this poor road, no.
Their protest became a movement known as Fresh Start, a grassroots effort to preserve the nature and green space.
Instead of doing things random or waiting for a developer to tell them what to do, I want our board to say, hey, you know, proactively, what could we put here that makes sense to our people who live here?
So they took matters into their own hands, gathering over 40 proposals from the community on what it would like to see here. Now, after months of researching which ones are feasible, they've turned in the following final 4 to the county commissioners: a community center with trails, gardens, and a pavilion, a nature lodge, a mixed-use development with restaurants and affordable housing, or the favorite, a YMCA.
We worked with the Y. They came up with a beautiful proposal, and we have focused on doing that because they have the possibility of funding it themselves. They would put a $1 million building.
The Y would be the closest facility of its kind in 10 miles, and for Gary Walsh, it would preserve the serenity of the area, the whole reason he moved here 10 years ago.
The Y is a perfect fit only because of all the kids out here. Not only would it provide athletic facilities for them, but they do have an after-school program at all their facilities in the county.
Now, the county says it has received Fresh Start's final 4 proposals, but commissioners just began a recess that goes until August. I'm told when they return, they'll take a look. I'm reporting live from the celery fields. Taylor Toragano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Taylor, thank you. The city of Venice wants to make sure everyone knows that the shops and restaurants in downtown are still open. Earlier this month, crews started phase 1 of the city's multi-million-dollar beautification project. They're making improvements along 4 main roads in the downtown area. Right now, the eastbound lanes of West Venice Avenue between US 41 and Harbor Drive are closed until October. And because of the construction, the Venice Farmers Market will be at the Avenue des Parcs near City Hall until that project is completed. One big question we keep getting about this project in Venice is what is happening with the trees. Well, we'll have the answer for you. More than 70 palm trees are being removed. They were either damaged from past storms, diseased, or in the way of the improvements. The assistant city manager tells us that the trees, which are marked with pink ribbons, will be torn down, but more than 300 trees will be planted in their place.
Hundreds of young ball players from around the state are on the Suncoast this weekend. The Sarasota Babe Ruth League is hosting the 2018 Florida State Tournament in Sarasota again this year. 21 teams from 30 counties around South Florida are taking part in the tourney now through Sunday. The players are 13 to 15 years old. Visit Sarasota providing a grant for this tournament, which is giving our economy a little boost.
It brings a lot of people in. I mean, we get a good number of hotel rooms for the community, and we get a lot of people come to Sarasota that wouldn't be here, and now all of a sudden they like coming. So like everybody wants to come to Sarasota for the state tournament now.
Williams says Sarasota has hosted this tournament for the past 5 years or so, and there are 3 teams from this Sarasota that are playing in the event, so we wish them the best.
We certainly do.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, toxic algae flowing out of Lake Okeechobee and into other waterways. Why the Army Corps of Engineers says the release must be done.
Plus, a flip-flop on a law about Florida beaches, what the rule is now for beach access and property owners.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Hello, Mom. Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $24,999, or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
A developing story tonight. Some Democrats are calling for President Trump to cancel his meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin.
This comes following new charges from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office. 12 Russian intelligence operatives have been hit with an indictment as part of the investigation into Russian interference and possible collusion by the Trump campaign in the 2016 presidential election. The Russians are accused of hacking the computer networks of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, DNC, and Hillary Clinton's campaign. As for elections here in Florida, the Department of State releasing this statement today saying they were notified by the Department of Homeland Security in September of 2017 that Florida was unsuccessfully targeted by hackers in 2016.
Well, this goopy green water is now flowing from both sides of Lake Okeechobee, carrying algae towards Florida's coast. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says it had no choice but to start flushing the lake to make sure it does not break the aging Herbert Hoover Dike, which would be devastating to the thousands of people who live in that area. But the discharges could worsen the harmful algae blooms along the Treasure Coast and western waterways, and many are worried about the potential health hazards. On Monday, Governor Rick Scott issued an emergency order for the 7 counties that are affected. The governor also seems to have changed his mind about beach access law that he just signed months ago. The governor signing an executive order yesterday to stop a law critics feared would limit public access to Florida's beaches. The law takes away a local government's ability to overrule private property owners if they try to kick people off beaches within their property lines. Scott's order now urges local governments to protect public beach access.
I don't believe it was necessary to begin with, since the mean high water line is where folks are allowed to walk anyway.
That law went into effect earlier this month, just 12 days before Scott signed this executive order.
Well, it's never too late to start a new career. A 77-year-old woman recently opened a new indoor market in Sarasota. This is the Bazaar on Apricot and Lime. The indoor air-conditioned market was the idea of Judy Alexander, who has over 25 vendors selling a wide range of gifts, arts, and novelties.
All the people that work here are either artists or just have great souls, the psychics, it's fun. We always have things going on.
Well, that indoor market is open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at the corner of Apricot and Lime Streets in the city of Sarasota. Have to check it out.
The dog there is the mascot.
Of course.
Oh, very good, man.
Well, Bob, I have to tell you, the weather app was so important for me today. I was out walking my dog and I saw the showers headed north, and I saw them coming more towards my direction, and I pulled out my phone and got home in time.
Yeah,
it's
nice, isn't it? Have that ability right there, the radar at the touch of a button, basically. And so download the weather app, go to your weather app store, your app store, and download WWSB First Alert Weather. Speaking of weather apps, we do have stories that are posted on our news app too, so you want to download both those. I just posted this story on mysuncoast.com, which went to the news app as well. This is the red tide report, the latest from FWC, and you can see Manatee County, nothing going on there, but in Sarasota County we have had some low to moderate ranges of red tide being reported, and we have the full story on mysuncoast.com. Right there it is, though. You can see the high category. We have a couple of those into Charlotte County. No high category ranges in Sarasota County. It's patchy. It's not everywhere, and even in the report you'll see it says some dead fish found on Siesta Key recently this past week, but it's not everywhere. I know in years past when we have had it everywhere on Siesta Key and in the Bay as well. Well, we had a little bit of background levels reported up near Rod and Reel Pier, but this is the old Anna Maria City Pier. And there's nothing left, just the pilings there and a little bit of the structure, but not much. They're dismantling. The restaurant is gone. This is from Captain Scott Moore saying, yes, they're tearing it down. They're going to rebuild, obviously, but it's going to take a while. A Casey Key webcam showing flat, calm conditions out there on the sea. So if you got a boating trip planned this weekend, not going to be much of a problem, except you may have to dodge just a few isolated thunderstorms around in the late morning and afternoon. And you can see that activity has worked its way inland, really firing up now into Highlands County. Notice how they were moving off to the east, and now they're kind of drifting back to the west. And that's a result of a very light steering pattern located over the top of us now. We have high pressure at the top and at the surface. And when these storms develop on the sea breeze front, they'll have a tendency to create surface boundaries, which move the storms in all different kinds of directions. Now that east wind is starting to win over. So we're going to keep a slight chance for an isolated storm along the coast later on tonight. We could see 1 or 2 thunderstorms popping up. There's still a lot of energy in the atmosphere. Temperatures have rebounded from the rain that we saw earlier into the upper 80s right now. Some dry air in place along the east coast, although things are starting to moisten up here as this dry air is slipping off to the west. Right now heading toward Texas. For us, isolated shower possible. Most areas staying dry this evening along the coast. Then tomorrow, late morning, the sea breeze develops, brings in a few scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms as well. That activity has a tendency to move in, and then we'll see similar conditions on Sunday with a chance for a few morning showers as that sea breeze gets going. And that pattern, I think, we're going to stay in for a while, too. In the tropics, all is quiet. The remnants of what was Beryl still kind of tied up with this trough of low pressure has a 30% chance of redeveloping. Even if it did, it would move off to the east. Temperatures currently, as I mentioned, in the upper 80s around the area. Although Orlando has cooled off to 81 degrees, temperatures mid to upper 80s near the coast. The water temperature is steamy 87. In Highlands County in the 70s there. 88 degrees right now, the heat index at 99, and west winds are at 10 miles an hour. The high today was 91, 76 was the morning low. And as far as your forecast goes for boating, as I alluded to earlier, smooth to light chop on the bays out there, and seas running less than 2 feet. Here's the extended forecast. 30% chance for scattered storms. Timing changing. It's not going to be at your 3 o'clock set your watch. It'll be in late morning, early afternoon. Then a 40% chance on Sunday at any time during the day, and 40 to 50% chances all the way through Friday of next week. Have a great weekend. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Well, lip sync challenge accepted.
Which local law enforcement agency is getting in on the social media fun? Straight ahead.
Tonight, after the chaos created on the world stage, President Trump drawing new protests overseas. Now, America waits to see what happens when he comes face to face with Vladimir Putin. World News Tonight with David Mueller, America's most watched newscast.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money. So there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back.
See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-874-8185. 1-800-874-8185.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8
Sparky.
Dr. Ed James II was a visionary. He brought important issues to the forefront on Black Almanac, and ABC7 will honor his legacy and continue to advance his mission. Tune into all new episodes of Black Almanac, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on ABC7.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
Well, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is getting in on all the fun.
Yeah, this is going on all across the country. The sheriff's office there put this video up on social media today of their deputies singing and dancing. The post says they just couldn't Lego a good lip sync challenge. Law enforcement agencies around the country, as I said, are posting these silly videos of officers doing the challenge while on patrol in their cars sometimes. And many of them are kind of creative too.
You know, the other day I sat on Twitter for about 20 minutes just watching some of these videos because they're pretty entertaining.
They are. Yeah.
It's a good PR move too, you know, get people, kind of interested in that as opposed to anything else that may be going on around there. But we are looking at some nice weather this evening for a walk on the beach or whatever you may be doing. Not too much of a problem out there.
Have a good night.
World News Tonight with Dave Muir is next. We'll see you at 7 and 11.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
My California classes experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. first time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.